This is Art and Judy coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona on November 11th, 2020 with a story for Veterans Day. So Art asked me to do a little background, so we'll give you a little clue of what's going on here. Art was 16. He decided to sign up for the Army Air Corps and forged his mother's signature, and sure enough, there he was, a soldier in the United States Army Air Corps. Well, about a year into his training and his service, he was stationed at Fort Crowder, and that's Camp Crowder, and that was where?
Missouri.
Joplin, Missouri.
Joplin, Missouri.
Right.
Joplin, Neosho, Missouri.
As a 17-year-old, and he had already been promoted to be the company commander. Company clerk. Boy, ambitious word. So how did that come about, Art?
Oh, the one rainy morning, the first sergeant stepped out of the orderly room door, out on the orderly room door porch, and asked of the probably 300 of us, asked of the 300 guys, does anybody type? Can anybody type out there? And nobody answered, and I was a person who could type. I typed 100 words a minute in school, and but I was afraid to say yes, I can type, because there's always this rumor that if somebody asks if you can drive a truck, you end up pushing a wheelbarrow. So I wondered what they could do, what the sergeant could do to me, but I reluctantly raised my hand, and the sergeant ordered me into the orderly room and told me, company clerk had a heart attack last night, and we need someone to type these necessary papers this morning, and here's the typewriter, here's the desk, and here are the papers we need to have typed up. And the first paper, of course, was the morning report, and from that point on, I typed the morning report, and I just copied the way that it had been typed before. Easy typing.
So on this particular day in 1944, they hear that General George C. Patton, General Patton, who was a very famous general at the time, is going to be coming to their base there, and along with a group of, remember now the Army was segregated at the time, so there was a group of black cavalry officers who were stationed in another part of Texas in St. Louis at Fort Leonard Wood, and they were going to be there for a review with General Patton.
Right.
So General Patton arrives, and General Patton, the company commander, and Art are in a line going up and down to this group of couple hundred guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at least a couple of hundred.
Oh, yeah, right.
In,
Black soldiers.
Yeah, black soldiers in order.
Okay, so they get to this one particular guy, and this is the story.
And Patton stopped it abruptly in front of the soldier. He says, looked down at his arm, and the soldier has several hash marks on his arm, and Patton says, you've been in the service 18 years, and up here you only have a PFC you've only made PFC? And the soldier said, well, I haven't been an exemplary soldier, sir. I've been in scraps. I've been busted several times. And he says, let me hear this again. You've been in the service this long, and you are no more used to the service than a private first class. And Patton looked at the company commander, and he said, is this juice? And the company commander said, well, he, as he said, he's not been an exemplary soldier, sir. He's had problems. So Patton said to the company commander, he says, if this guy is not worth any more to the service than a PFC rank, he should not be here. You can get that kind of a person off the street. He says, get this guy, if he's worth it, get him some stripes and get him now, and we're going to promote him right here on the service. And the company commander looked at me as a runner. I found out that I was. I was a runner, and I went over to the orderly room, to the supply room clerk who was in there, and I said, the company commander has ordered me to get some stripes for this guy out there. And we could see out of the window, you know, that Patton was still chatting with this guy, with this soldier. And we started scrambling in the supply room to find a pair of stripes that to get with Patton's order. And we scrambled through the supply room drawers, and we could not find two pairs of
Two matching stripes, right? A
two
pair.
pair of matching stripes. We could find various one stripe of this first sergeant, staff sergeant, tech sergeant. So we happened to find the highest stripe that we could find was tech sergeant stripe, and no pairs of. So we took the highest stripe tech sergeant and the staff sergeant under it, and put them together, and this has got to do it. I figured we'd get shot out of on the battlefield, on the parade ground, because Patton will see that we were too stupid to find a pair of stripes.
Now, mind you, Patton was known for his temper, and he had actually slapped a couple of service guys prior to this when they weren't up to snuff.
Yeah.
And plus, he had two.
Pearl-handled pistols.
I think they were ivory. They said ivory pistols that he wore everywhere he went. And his nicknames, by the way, were Blood and Guts, Old Blood and Guts,
No blood.
and
Yes.
Two Guns. Those were a couple of the nicknames that he had. So obviously there was a lot of trepidation going out there to hand him these two mismatched stripes.
We didn't know what to expect out of Patton, so we took the high stripe on top and the other one lower underneath, and put them in our company commander's palm. Company commander put them in Patton's palm, and so Patton slapped us, didn't look at him at all.
Thank God, right?
Yeah, exactly. And didn't look at him at all, just slapped him on this soldier's shoulder and said, let the record show that this is a field commission, and it'll take an act of Congress to take it away from you. And he slapped the stripes on the top, and fortunately the top stripe was the better stripe. And they said, let the record show. And the company commander showed me that Pat was saying that. He says, let the record show
This man.
that this was a field commission, and it'll take an act of Congress to remove it from you.
Okay, so that's your story, right?
Yeah.
And so we hope you enjoyed this little story of General Patton and his interaction with Art Harding.